Welcome back to another episode of the Loose Cannons USA. And finally, we have Champions League football. And that is what we're going to talk about tonight after our first group stage match against PSV, which we had a nice win. I also wanted to make a quick shout out, which I forgot to do in my last video, but I think you guys see a new background here. So I know some people have been waiting for, I know Giuseppe's dad has been waiting for me to change my background. And so shout out to the scarf I got from Giuseppe's uncle Amit. Amit, shout out to you for who recently came over to watch some games in New York City. The scarf from Amit. I got the little bag from Amit too, part of my background. And my friend from church, Chase, if you're watching, he got me the Arsenal flag. So that is up too. So now I have a nice background. So thank you to everyone who donated to helping me fix my background. It's much appreciated. But back into it, Champions League football.
Champions League is back. 6 years undefeated, and we're continuing the streak, I guess. So, all seriousness, good feeling to be back. And what a way to enter the competition again. 4-0 victory at home against PSV. You can't ask for much better.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to break down and talk about all those goals, but looking at it, you can't ask for much more. And we've been wanting a goal fest in the Premier League, but we'll take it in the Champions League from our starting top three attackers and our attacking midfielders, Saka, Trossard, Jesus, Odegaard, all scoring, all involved in a plays, getting assists. So there's nothing you can ask for more. And, let's start out with the first goal scored by, it had to be our star boy, Bukayo Saka. And, it was a goal early on in the first half. Odegaard takes a shot. Saka's there, finishes it. A nice clean finish. Obviously, it wasn't, a build up with a nice assist and goal, but you know what? It's a shot on target. When you put the ball on target, only good things could happen. And Saka finishes it, and 1-0 to the Arsenal to start it early on.
It was a nice build up, actually. It was Saka made the pass to Odegaard at the top of the box. Saka made a run in between two defenders, stayed on sides, and he followed up that shot and tapped it in on a rainy night. You never know what's going to happen. Not easy as a goalkeeper with soaked gloves and a slippery ball on a nicely hit shot by Odegaard. So Saka did the right thing. Just hungry for the goal, 8 minutes in, put it right home. And then a little while later, that second goal, Trossard, it's been coming for him. It was nice to see him finally get a goal. And pretty nice one at that. Very nicely placed in the lower corner. There's not much the goalkeeper can do there.
That was a clean finish by Trossard to get that second goal for us. And I believe it was Saka who played the ball in, and it almost like Trossard came out of nowhere, came across outside of the box, just finds the corner of the net on the ground. Nice, low, hard finish. What more can you ask? And it's almost like a Trossard goal too. I mean, you know what I mean? On the ground, finding the corner, just like, the finesse that he plays in and just his style and the player that he's been for Arsenal. It was just a nice, clean goal that we got early on too. That's another goal in the second half that we got. And I thought the overall play from Arsenal at the time was just truly dominating. PSV did not have much going, and they've been good in their league in first place, undefeated at the time of us playing them. But we were just dominating in that first half, and it was beautiful to watch. It as a Arsenal fan waiting for our Champions League debut after 7 years, it was beautiful to see that second goal going and the domination that we had early on in the game too.
Yeah, to dominate like that, and not to just be up 2-0 at halftime, but 3 with a goal from Jesus. I really sealed the deal. Just knew the game was over. Sit back, play some ball, let the clock run out. Jesus. And I had this goal kind of spoiled for me by Amit, who happened to be looking at his phone about a minute before. The guy next to him at the bar believed him that he completely made that guess on his own. Sorry to spoil that, but if the guy at the bar is watching, now you know. So it was a nice finish from Jesus as well. Honest, and earlier before that, he had another shot that ended up being a nice save. So it was all around a good game from especially our forwards, our defense as well, but didn't have to do as much when you have our forwards dominating in the attacking third like that.
Yeah, I mean, right before Jesus scored, he had a nice shot inside the box, which I thought was going, looked like almost top bins, and the goalie made a very good save. And right after that, you almost kind of felt it coming, like, all right, like I thought it was this where like Jesus, he's going to get one. And then even on Gabriel Jesus's goal, what I even thought was the assist from Trossard playing that ball in from the left side was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
Trossard plays it beautiful in the box, and the first touch by Gabriel Jesus, he just, traps it and just hits it so clean in the upper corner. It was just a beautiful built goal by the team. And like you said, 3-0 in the first half. Our top three forwards scoring, assisting each other. Not much more you can ask for from the first half from Arsenal. Back in the Champions League, a nice rainy night at the Emirates. Nothing better. I mean, that was just total domination in the first half. And I think every Arsenal fan loved every minute of that first half and every goal.
yeah. And then moving on to the second half, we had some changes. We had Smith Rowe and Reese Nelson both come in, and what they did what they were asked of. They contributed to that fourth goal, and it was a beauty from everyone involved: Smith Rowe, Nelson, and the goal scorer, the captain, Martin Odegaard. That's an Odegaard goal. I'll get to that in just a second, but Nelson and Smith Rowe, they had a few passes back and forth, a couple of moves around some defenders, and Odegaard is where Odegaard is. His spot, top of the box, hits that left foot clean to the bottom right corner. And how many times have we seen Odegaard score that goal? I can't even count. It's magic from him. So from all three, it was very excellent and a joy to watch. Just to put that little icing on the cake.
Yeah, some Odegaard magic. The build-up with Reese Nelson and Emil Smith Rowe. Finally, nice to see Emil Smith Rowe get some minutes in. He got about 20 minutes in that game. And, he was involved. Reese Nelson ended up getting the actual assist on it, but the buildup was nice between them. Nice to see Smith Rowe and Nelson combining nicely together. And like you said, an Odegaard goal outside the box, just, hits it nice and low into the bottom right-hand corner. It's almost too smooth, almost too easy for Odegaard that it seems at times when he scores goals like that. But, he does it a lot. He is really an attacking midfielder. He's a true 10 that scores goals, which is something that just makes him, besides the assist and the passing ability and his overall just attacking ability, adding the the goals being scored into that just adds to him as a player and shows why he was captain at 23 years old last year and now 24 is doing exactly what we expect him to do at the club. But overall, it was a great performance from Arsenal, a truly dominating 4-0 win. And obviously, we have Lens, or I think you pronounce it differently, coming up next. And I know that Sevilla and Lens tied 1-1. So that currently leaves Arsenal after only one game, but after one game, we are top of the group.
Yeah, and before we get to that, I'd like to mention, we have been talking a lot about Ramsdale Raya. I don't know if it's fair to say for this game, it would have been nice to see Ramsdale. You see Ramsdale in those little shots here and there, and it's a little painful to watch, but with how Raya is playing, you can't complain. It's just the business of the game. It's how it happens. And I'm sure he'll get his time to shine too. So, shout out to Raya, clean sheet. He did well. And earlier I was talking about how we could really only talk about the forwards, but I'll make a shout out to Saliba here. He had that one little play around one of the forwards, and everyone loved that. So yeah,
Yeah. I mean, talking about again, it is a little painful, obviously, to see those shots of Ramsdale sitting on the bench with after Raya making a save, but he's always cheering him on, he's always supportive as he should be, but it is kind of painful. And for me, you know, especially if I was in a Ramsdale position, obviously you're for the team, but Ramsdale, started with us, was starting in the Premier League when we finished fifth and just missed the Champions League, and how painful that was to miss out. And he was with us all of last season when, we had a great season and made Champions League. And it felt like he really just deserved to get that start after being with us for the past 2 seasons and helping us with our accomplishment of finally getting back here. But like you said, that's the business of the game. That's, the way the cookies crumble sometimes. You do all the work, but another player comes in, he's good. You got to fight for a spot. And like we said, we trust Arteta, but most importantly, at the end of the day, we won. You know, we
yeah,
won. But it is good, like I said, truly dominating performance. You see bits and pieces, from like Saliba and all our players just performing well. So it was very nice to see. But yeah, Ramsdale Raya, I think we're going to be talking about that almost every episode with who starts now and who doesn't start. But
definitely the
yeah,
next few.
overall, yeah, and like I said, Raya did his part, and that's what we asked for.
Yeah, and now going on to, like you said, Lens and Sevilla. They drew. They've been struggling in their leagues, so we'll see how the lineup is. Obviously, time of recording, it's Tuesday, the week before. So we have a lot of time. We have 2 games from now until then. Hopefully some guys get back from injury. Hopefully our lineup stays healthy. But what will be your predicted lineup as of today for next week against
So
Lens?
as of today, which we kind of say every episode now, I'm still going to go with Ramsdale. I think that he deserves the start, and he deserves especially a Champions League start after what he's been through with us. And then I am going to go with Zinchenko at left back, Gabriel Saliba and our center backs, Ben White at right back. Nothing changes for my back four, as is, that's kind of what I want and I think should be our back four for almost every game. Then in the midfield, I'm going to go with, hopefully Rice is back. I'm going to go with Rice, Fabio Vieira, and Odegaard. I do think Fabio and Vieira and Odegaard do offer, a more attacking role, especially going up against Lens. I think we should put up another, a lot of goals in our performance. So I think both of them can help provide that. And I'm going to go with Gabriel Jesus on the left, Eddie up top, and Saka out right. A little different from my starting lineup for the Premier League, but I think that, after seeing Gabriel Jesus, in the Champions League and play at left wing, I think that he offers, a good attacking, and helping our trio get goals. And how about you?
It's understandable. Honestly, I really want to say the same, but I'm going to try to be different here. With Raya and net, very comfortable with Ramsdale as well. He does deserve a Champions League start, but it just seems right now Arteta wants Raya, and unless something changes in the next 2 games within the next week, I'm predicting that Raya is going to start that game against Lens. And the back four, same back four as you. Until we get Timber back, this is the back four we should go with. Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, and White. And hopefully Rice is back by then. So if he is, I would go Rice, Odegaard, and Vieira's been playing too well for me not to say Vieira. But it's Lens. You could throw Havertz in there. Hopefully he gets a goal between now and then, gets his confidence up. You could throw Smith Rowe in there. Should be able to see them come on as super subs though. So I'm gonna go with Vieira. And the timeline for the injury on the left. We're not sure about these injuries right now. So I'm gonna definitely go with the right Saka up top Eddie. And if Trossard is back, I'd go with Trossard, get him some game time. If he's not, I'll go with Jesus.
Very understandable. Yeah, I think I would have Trossard too come in. But it'll be interesting to see. And with the way it works out, we just need to get 3 more points and stay top of our group.
Yeah, that's it. This is a very winnable group. Um, we should be going undefeated in this group and riding into that knockout stage. Hopefully, getting a nice, good matchup there, and we take it one game at a time. At that point, even take it one game at a time now. 4-0 against PSV. Next against Lens, struggling team. We should be able to put another 4 or so on them.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll wait to see for our next Champions League match what happens, and hopefully continue with what we worked on. So, as usual, come on, you Gunners.
Come on, you Gunners.